weekly program concerning people and issues that affect Northeast Ohio. This is CLE 43 Focus.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Harry Boomer, your host and executive producer of CLE 43 Focus. This morning, we're going to talk with Dr. Charles Motlin, director and founder of the Minority Men's Health Center at the Cleveland Clinic. We're also going to be joined by Ron Kisner. He's a hypertension kidney transplant patient. In the second half of the show, we're going to be talking about the Walk to Cure Arthritis with Benny Wada, the youth honoree, and Darby Swartz of the Arthritis Foundation. Welcome back. I'm Harry Boomer. I'm glad to welcome Benny Wada, the youth honoree of the Walk to Cure Arthritis. Also with us is Darby Swartz of the Arthritis Foundation. Why is Benny here? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Benny is just one of the estimated 300,000 children under the age of 18 with arthritis. There are 1.3 million people right here in Northeast Ohio suffering from the debilitating disease. An astounding 50 million people in this country have been diagnosed with arthritis. Enough numbers, I know. Let's talk to real people about the effects of arthritis, and to do that, Darby and Benny, welcome. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Harry.
Benny, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
All right, Darby, I read off a lot of numbers. Let's make it real. Talk to me about this disease.
Well, as you said, it affects a lot of people across the country, and 1.5 million right here in northeastern Ohio. And one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that arthritis affects children, and they estimate about between 11,500 and 12,000 children, again, right here in northeastern Ohio. So that's a huge number. We are very fortunate that we have access to great care, so that is a good thing. But part of what the Arthritis Foundation is doing is providing programs and services for anyone with arthritis, including children. It's all free of charge, and a lot of information and resources can be found on our website at arthritis.org.
Now, arthritis is an old word with a big effect and
Yes.
a big number. Talk to us about the kinds. I can't mention them all because I think there are hundreds, but let's talk some about this catch-all word that has such a large negative impact on people's lives.
There are almost 200 different types of arthritis. The three most common are really osteoarthritis, which is what you think of when you think of old people who have arthritis.
Like
it's
me,
kind of
yeah.
when your bones, the discs start to wear down. Rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease and really is attacking the body from the inside. And that's also a type of juvenile arthritis, is typically a rheumatoid type arthritis.
All right, Benny, let's get you into this. When were you diagnosed, and how has arthritis affected your life?
I was diagnosed about 3 years ago in August. It was kind of just slowly processed. My joints started hurting, and we kind of looked at all the doctors. We went and we got diagnosed with severs first, but then it started to be more and more until my doctor actually sent me to a rheumatologist, and then she diagnosed me with arthritis. And that's kind of building up to it. But like up until then, I was like a really active kid. I was like always running. I was like just like a normal kid, basically.
Love to play soccer, as I understand,
yeah,
right?
And then right up until then, I just loved doing everything. And now it's like, as much as I want to do it, it's harder to do it. So I used to be a very active kid, always doing everything, but then I kind of tapered off of that.
There was a time that, as you say, you were very active, and then there were days that you could hardly get out of bed, didn't want to get out of bed, and then you're becoming more active now, I think, because of the treatments and things like that. How did that affect your attitude and like, man, I want to get up and go run, I want to go play soccer, because I know you at one point you said you wanted to do this professionally, and now that may be in question, but you're being here and you're fighting through this disease is an example of you don't have to give up. You can always stay involved. Talk a little bit about that.
It's just, you gotta try to stay active, and no matter what like keeps you down. So even though my feet hurt, I'm always gonna stay active no matter what it is. So if I can't walk one day, I'll go to the pool. I'll try to swim laps. I'll try to stay active that way. If I'm feeling good another day, I might go to the gym and I might play basketball, or I might go to the park and I might try to kick it around. And it's just staying active even when you can't.
And that's such an important message and lesson, and coming from a young man such as yourself is so important to let other young people know that even though it may be difficult, it is possible to live your life and to live hopefully a fairly full life, even with arthritis or any other ailment that you may have, never to give up, and I think that's very key. Darby, let's talk more about this disease. The numbers of people in Northeast Ohio young people, older folk, you know, what causes it? People I've heard say, you know, the cold weather causes it and all kinds. Is there any truth to that?
I don't think they know exactly what causes it. I think there are a lot of theories out there, and you know, part of the good news is now there are a lot of great medications on there that can help, and so part of the problem too is getting an accurate diagnosis. So once you get to the point where you have an accurate diagnosis, there are a lot of great biologics and different medications, and really nutrition and exercise and making sure that you stay active and don't just lead a stagnant life really does help. It all kind of contributes to helping fight arthritis.
There's an old saying, if you don't use it, you're going to lose it.
That's true.
So if you stay active, and Benny is a prime example of that, even though it may hurt sometimes, you sort of work and fight through the pain, and it gets better on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. Now, in terms of what the Arthritis Foundation does, I know you have programs and that the people can come get involved. Just being around other people who understand what you're going through is key as well, isn't it?
Exactly. So we have 5 educational expos throughout northeastern Ohio. All the information is on the website. We also have a number of programs that you can access through the website. There's one called Living Your Yes with RA, which is coming up. That'll be here locally in Shaker Heights in June, and some of the other things on the website that really help people take control. There's a tool that helps people really determine what is the best exercise for them, depending on where they're having pain, how bad the pain is, and how often it is. So that's a really great tool that people can access as well. And in addition, one of our main focuses is research, because we really do want to find a cure for this terrible disease.
Mm-hmm. And part of that whole education process and keeping people active and moving is to Walk to Cure Arthritis.
Yes.
Tell us when that's coming up and how people can get involved with that. You can actually join Benny. He has a group, correct? Mm-hmm. All right. So talk to us about when it's going to be, where it's going to be, so folk can make their plans so they can be there.
It is, the Walk to Cure Arthritis will be on May 13th, Saturday. It steps off at 9, registration opens at 7, and we have a health expo there also, and a lot of other fun activities, and that all opens at 7 a.m. And of course, you'll be there joining us that morning, which is great. Wouldn't be the same without Harry Boomer.
Always love being there.
So that's great, and it's at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, so a really fun venue. The registration is online at walktocurearthritis.org/Cleveland. There is no fee to register, but anyone who raises $100 gets a t-shirt, and then there are other incentive prizes over that at incremental levels. And as you said, Benny is our youth honoree. He's going to be there, probably with one of the biggest teams, with Wada's Wolf Warriors. Yep. And yeah, he's leading all of Cleveland in fundraising. Excellent.
And he has his wristband on there, right?
Yep.
I like that. Very nice. Yeah. Talk to us a little bit more, Benny, about being the youth honoree, and that's a big honor, and it's also a big responsibility.
Yeah. Kind of what I'm trying to get out is not only to fundraise money, but to kind of like raise awareness, as in, because a lot of people don't know that kids can get it too. A lot of people think it's only older people and adults that can get it, but kids can get it too, and it can affect their life a lot more than people think. So I feel like fundraising and raising awareness is really good.
Okay. And again, this is going to be held at the zoo. You can come get wild about the Walk to Cure Arthritis. It is a lot of fun. You get a chance to see the animals, human and otherwise, you know. So we can go ahead and make sure you do that. We're going to take a break, come back, and then we'll wrap everything up. If and when it happens right here, we talk about it on CLE 43 Focus. Here are just some of the topics we cover: health and health care, as we're doing this morning. We talk about alcohol and crime, domestic violence, drugs, and policing. We also discuss family issues, the economy, employment, plus education. We talk about housing, politics. We talk about leadership, race relations, diversity, and inclusion. If you know someone who can talk clearly about any of these issues, drop me an email at hboomer@cleveland19.com with their info for consideration to be on the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Benny Wada, our youth honoree of the Walk to Cure Arthritis, is with us. Also, Dorby Swartz of the Arthritis Foundation, here to wrap things up. And Benny, let's get you back into it before we go. What would you say to other young people who may be in a similar situation, who have arthritis and just don't want to get up out of bed sometimes?
As much as it is a disability and disease, you can still stay active. Like I said, you can go to the pool. You can try to do exercises in bed. You can just do as much as you can to stay active and just stay happy while you have this disease.
Wise young man right there.
Yes.
Darby, you?
I would agree with Benny, and I think that's half the battle, is just having a good attitude about it. And again, encouraging people to come to the Arthritis Foundation and take advantage of our resources. We also have many resources for kids with JA and their families. So really a lot of resources that can be found on the website and also in our local Cleveland office.
And it's just so important to not let this disease take over your life. It will and it can,
Yes.
if you just sort of let it. So you have to, as Benny has been saying, and as many who have arthritis know, if you keep fighting through it, it gets better day by day. Even if it gets worse, you're still able to have a better quality of life if you stay active.
Right, yes. And another thing I would add is, for folks out there who might be in a lot of pain and want to get involved but don't think they can, maybe don't think they can come to the walk because it's too much, we have a lot of great volunteer opportunities. And we absolutely accommodate people if they say they need to be seated or have certain restrictions. That's something we will absolutely take into account. We typically have about 100 volunteers at the walk, so it's a big force, and we couldn't do it without our volunteers. And having all the volunteers means that all the money we raise goes back into our programs and services and research. So
Very quickly, tell us again where it's going to be, when it's going to be, then we're going to wrap things up.
Saturday, May 13th at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, WalktoCureArthritis.org/Cleveland. Registration opens at 7 and the walk steps off at 9.
All right, and I'm going to be there, so come on out. Benny, thank you very much. Benny Wader, Youth Honoree this year, 2017, and Darby Swartz, thank you so very much. Well, listen, don't forget to check out this and past editions of CLE 43 Focus on our website at cleveland19.com. Thanks to my special guests for sharing their time and passions with us. My thanks to the crew, and of course, thank you for watching. Please tune in every Sunday morning at 6:30 and keep saying hello when you see me out and about. It means a whole lot to me. I'm Harry Boomer, your host and executive producer of CLE 43 Focus. Let's make 2017 the best year ever. Be well and take good care, everybody. Bye-bye.